my lovely Atlantis Scalar peeps. All right, this week's video is going to have several little components to it. One thing I do want everyone to know is that I'm always adding stuff to the script of the different services. So that's why we have the Atlantis Scalar tune-up, which is for each service. Like if you want to give some more punch to the I don't know, the age reversal or whatever, know that we're always adding new stuff. For example, in the age reversal, of course we have the telomere lengthening, degeneration related to aging, gray hair, just a bunch of stuff. All oxidative damage is stopped and reversed. Collagen is replenished in the dermis of the skin. Activity of all fibroblasts, which makes collagen, are at the is at the maximum level, and the fibroblasts are at the maximum numbers. And I even have I even have kind of recent the increase of the activity and level of nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and superoxide dismutase in the cells. Okay. And in the weight optimization, of course, we have so much. The appetite not being triggered by emotions, no insulin resistance, no leptin receptor resistance, and for almost everything now we have the expression of any genes that are related to whatever hypertension, or in this case weight gain, is immediately, permanently, completely blocked. So genetic expression behind diseases is tackled now. The conversion of excess ingested calories into yellow adipose tissue is blocked. Getting rid of the intra-abdominal fat, the fat in the abdominal wall, and the retroperineal fat. Cortisol levels, so we tackle that. We tackle the response of insulin to ingested carbohydrates. So there's a lot to this. I mean, most of these services, like I said, are like 14 pages in the intent script. So we're always improving, always. So if you're not satisfied, then try it again. And any of you guys who had anything before February 22nd, when we added the past life bleed through, then you probably want a tune up in this, 6 months, or you could do it sooner, but just 6 months after your last ERPE or super portal work or whatever you had has been done. All right, so I want to also talk to you about the order forms. Please try to not write things all caps, because I put this in the scalar field, right? But I change and edit, but that's a lot of extra work for me. Please you don't have to put whether it's your son or daughter, the birth dates, the ages. You don't have to put that Fluffy is a cat or a dog. Just put first name, middle name, last name of first human, first name, middle name, last name, second human, and so on. And then first name of this animal, second name of this animal, and the physical address. You don't have to add anything else in the order form, and it simplifies things for me a lot. Try to add your full middle name instead of a middle initial. And you don't have to even include the pronunciation of the name. I promise you, a lot of people are doing that. So just really keep it so simple for me. All right. Anyway, let's read out of Eric's book. This is the best book ever. And I'm not bragging because I did not write it. I just used my chicken drumstick fingers to type the transcript from the sessions. All right. So let's see. I'll go one sentence, but then we've already read, When he was awake, he was often sullen and quick to anger. Conflict and drama became a familiar part of our family's life. Eric tried to appease his demons through immediate gratification. Maybe a new hobby would bring him a brief period of joy. Maybe a new bike, maybe a new skateboard. These things never gave him the lasting happiness he sought. Instead, they only brought brief glints of sunlight before being washed away by the relentless rain of bipolar disorder. In addition, Eric suffered from learning differences and odd motor and verbal tics. Because of those, he was often the target of bullies, not only his peers, but in some cases, his teachers too. His math teacher in middle school told him he was stupid. Thanks, Miss Lane, Spring Branch Middle School. His friends would let him down frequently, saying one thing, yet doing another, breaking one promise after another, pretending to care, and then talking about him behind his back. Sometimes they'd invite him over to chill, but then leave before he got there. I was often the sad witness to their cruelty. I remember sitting with him outside one day, listening as he called his friends one by one, only to have them pick up the phone and then hang up. In spite of how he was treated, Eric never hurled a personal insult at anyone. Sure, he got angry or disappointed, but he never tried to tear a person down by calling them names. And though his gift for compassion often went unrecognized, it never faded. He was always there. He was always there for a distressed friend in need. He made himself completely available, saying things like, "I'm here for you. Do you want me to come over?" I mean, oh no, I'm not finished. Sorry. "Do you want me to come over and sit with you?" And I'm sure that when he did sit with that friend, he listened well. Strangers seemed to gravitate toward Eric. I don't know why. Maybe they too sensed the good in him, like we all did, or most of us anyway. People used to approach him at our local Starbucks, where he liked to hang out, and bum cigarettes. And they'd share their stories with Eric as he listened patiently and lovingly. When one of these newfound lost souls started to cry, as they often did, he would wrap him or her in a warm embrace and say, "Look, dude, you're coming home with me. My mom's going to make you a home-cooked meal." I made many unplanned trips to the market, but it was well worth it. Eric was also very open and candid. His conversations were peppered with his usual sailor talk and honesty, a sincerity that made him easily approachable. To him, words were just a string of letters. They got their power from the intent behind them, and his intent was always pure and positive. As a mother, watching his suffering was agonizing. It seemed like nothing I did helped, and I tried everything. I mean, everything. Nothing done or said could soothe his pain. All I could do was watch from the sidelines, my broken heart in my hands, witnessing his illness slowly sap the life from him. Just after his 20th birthday, Eric died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. This book is the memoir of my son, Eric, who, in his own words, shares his journey into the afterlife from the moment of his ultimate untimely death to the present, giving a glimpse of what's to come for all of us. Knowing he survived his death and now thrives in a new dimension gives all of us, at the very least, pause, and at the very most, comfort, enlightenment, and inspiration. As painful as it was to witness, and as painful as it still sometimes is for me to relieve some of these experiences, they have also been an opportunity for immense healing and growth. I'm very proud of what Eric's doing in his role as spirit guide. Well, now he's archangel, giving so much to so many people throughout the world, often saving lives, not only figuratively, but literally too. I had to dig deep to find the courage and strength to continue after Eric's passing. And now I know, although it comes at a heavy price, I was meant to share my son with the world. Eric communicates with me largely through spirit translators. With their help, Eric has shared all he knows about death, the afterlife, his life as a spirit, and more. All this is recounted in my first book, My Son in the Afterlife, Conversations from the Other Side, which also chronicles my arduous journey from a skeptical physician who was raised by two atheists to a believer without so much as a shred of doubt. This book is more about his journey than mine. Through the translation of a gifted spirit translator, Jamie Butler, Eric tells his story of life after death in a way that heals on many fronts. For instance, it is truly amazing to watch Eric heal himself through his own words as he processes and shares his experiences on each page. He has evolved and grown up as he's found his footing in his new home and discovered his own worth in a way that he never could when he was alive. Eric's words have also healed my entire family. We now know he's not gone forever, but lives on with a renewed sense of joy and purpose. We see that he's no longer miserable like he was here on earth. And because of him, spirituality has become an integral part of our family's life and beliefs. we now realize that the soul survives death and that we are eternal beings here to grow and expand from our human experience. It is Eric's hope that his words will demystify death by helping us shed some of the fear and dread surrounding it that so many of us experience. By shining a bright flashlight into that dark and mysterious forest of the unknown, he brings to anyone who will eventually die, that is to say everyone, both insight and comfort, along with a will to live life as it's meant to be lived, out from underneath the shroud of our own mortality. Okay, I'm almost finished with the forward. This is the only thing I wrote. Through Eric's words, love, and joy, our relationship has changed. It's better, richer, deeper. We talk more than we ever have before, but our conversations don't just revolve around his misery anymore. They take a larger stage, delving into topics that are meant not only to change my life and my family's, but those of people across the globe as well. Although our loving relationship has reached new heights, I know that it will continue to grow and strengthen even more because love knows no boundaries, even death. Eric, Mama loves you forever. And then the next is the note from Eric. Hey, I'm Eric. Yeah, the dead guy. Weird, right? Trust me, I get it. It took me a while to get used to it too. I'm not a zombie, although I guess that would be kind of awesome. And I'm not a ghost. That is not really how this shit works. But if you come along for the ride, I promise I'll show you how it does. First, did you read the foreword? If you didn't, you're missing out. I don't want to be a dick about it, but my mom's got some really important stuff to say in there about who I was and what I was like when I was alive. Everybody skips the foreword though. And why I'm even writing this memoir in the first place. So go back and read it now. Second, as you can probably tell, I'm not what most people expect from a spirit guide from the afterlife. I still pretty much talk like I talked when I was alive. I swear, I sometimes forget what my point was, and I get frustrated with myself, and I never pull punches. Just thought you guys should know that up front. It's not my intention to be offensive or to turn people off. I want the opposite of that. Just a heads up. I think that's all what he said. Oh, just a heads up though, a little bit more. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And sometimes I know I say stuff that isn't exactly pretty. No, sometimes how I say stuff isn't exactly pretty. I'm here to share my story with you and to hopefully shed some light on what happens when we die and cross over into the spirit realm and all that cool shit. I hope you'll let me share these things with you. I guess that's what I want the most, to show people that life doesn't stop with death, not just tell them that it doesn't. It didn't for me. My life now is richer and more amazing and rewarding than it ever was when I was alive. And it doesn't seem fair to keep that to myself. Helping people, including myself, wasn't something I could do when I was walking around on earth. So I'm doing it now. I hope you'll be one of those people. And that's his little bit. All right, I guess that is all I needed to say or wanted to say and that Eric wanted to say. So you guys have a lovely week. I love you all. And be sure you share, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Bye.